Jamie, you must be delighted with the performance we put on this afternoon, considering we only played 48 hours ago down at Gloucester.
I think the energy levels were really good. We started really well. First half, I thought we created some good opportunities for us. We put a lot of pressure on them, and I think we deservedly took the lead and went in 1-up. We always knew it was going to be difficult second half. They are the best side in the league, and they've won the league today because they are the best side. They're difficult to break down. They're excellent in the final third. So much composure on the ball in. And to be fair, they came at us and put us under a lot of pressure. We stopped doing the basics right in the second half. And as a result, we were 2-1 down before we knew it. There were some fouls leading up. I mean, I'm not talking just about blocks. I'm talking about headlocks in the box that you could see if you had a good starting position, which I did. The referee today, unfortunately, didn't see them, amongst a few other things. But I thought the desire then to get back into the game, we knew that we were in the playoffs. We were looking at the results. We knew what was happening, but the lads still wanted to go out, wanted to win. And as you say, Tomo scored a fantastic goal from 30 yards out. I think it's taken a little bit of a nick, but you've got to have a go from there to have a chance. And he's brave enough to do that. He struck it well, and it's gone over the keeper, looped in, and 2-2 is probably a fair reflection of the game. Maybe they dominated more of the second half, and arguably I think Henna's had a fantastic moment where he defended. He must have sprinted 40-50 metres to get back in and got inside the striker, who was just about to have a clean pass towards the goal. But other than that, we put a little bit of pressure on them. It was quite difficult for them in the second, certainly the last 10 or 15 minutes in the second half. So credit to our lads, good energy levels. Now what we need to do is regroup, make sure that our bodies are in the best possible condition, as much protein inside as we can. We'll be in once or twice this week, and then go again for Spennymoor, where we need to at least equal York's result to be at home and in the playoffs, which is ultimately what we want to do now.
How big an achievement is it to have made the playoffs this season, do you think?
I think for Chorley supporters, the expectation is there because of our history. I think the history that we've got creates the expectation. Certainly since I've been at the club, we've had, barring one season where we finished maybe 8th or 9th, we've not had too much to shout about in that season. But other seasons, supporters have been right up until the last game something to shout about, and we've given it to them again today. But I think when you support a local team, maybe I don't shout about it enough. For our club to be where we're at, above the likes of York and Boston and others who have got full-time resources, they've got a training facility. We've not even got we've not got a training facility. We're scratching around every week to see where we're going to train. We're back on the pitch this week. We're up against it. We're up against it with the wages that players are paid, and the other resources that they've got, the infrastructures that other clubs. We're up against full-time teams in this league, and the challenge is becoming harder and harder. But again, this season, we've just performed and performed and performed. The last 10 games have not been great. We've been a little bit inconsistent, but we've got results where we've needed them. But you look at any other team who've lost. Harry Cardwell started the season with us, and he was great. We've lost one of our top strikers, our main number 9. We've lost Connor Hall through injury for a large part of the season. We've lost Yustabashi for a large part. Henna's a large part. With a squad of only 17 players, to lose those players is significant to any team, let alone ours. But the lads have stuck together. We've pulled through. We've had people go out on loan to come back in and then contribute. I think Andy Hall's a prime example of that, a real top professional going out to get games and come in, and I thought he was excellent today, especially in the first half. So they've all put in a shift. Tomo has just alluded to it when he's just spoken to you about the camaraderie and the team ethic that we've got, and it is second to none. Really proud of the lads. They should be proud of themselves for this achievement, but it's not all done as well as far as we're concerned. We set out to get promoted at the start of the season. We find ourselves in a position to be able to push on and do that. The next game's always the most important, Spennymoor, and then we'll see where we're at, but we're ready to fight in the playoffs and try and gain promotion.
Just talk a little bit about, just had the awards for the end of season just handed out, and you gave Mike Calverley your award for Manager's Player of the Year. Do you want to just talk about Mike's involvement in the squad this year and how well he's done?
I think Mike's one who just gets on with his job. He goes a little bit unnoticed sometimes, the amount of ground that he covers, the amount of times he breaks up play, wins headers, and he doesn't always take the plaudits. He gets a few goals here and there, some important ones that he's got. I can think of the one last season in the FA Cup, and one or two this season as well, where he's arrived late around the back post. But it's just his work ethic, his attitude. He takes on board information, and he's just an all-round good egg. The lads absolutely, love him to bits. He has a good laugh, but he's a good character as well, well-rounded. And when it's time to knuckle down, he just knuckles down and gets on with it. He'd play through any injury, and he'd run through a brick wall for me. I know that for a fact. He looks at you in the eyes and tell you that he's totally injury free, and he's not. He's got all sorts going wrong with him, but he just wants to play football. That's the kind of character that we want around the club. That's the kind of character that we need. Honest people who go above and beyond for me as the manager, but also for Preci as well, because we do things a lot together. Me and Preci, sometimes it looks like he's the manager with how he shouts and balls on the sideline, but he has a massive impact on the players, a massive impact on Calves, and a massive impact on a few of the others. But it could have been a few of them. I think Billy Whitehouse has been extraordinary this season. I think he started the season fantastically and finished it in fine form today. He was phenomenal. Blakey's been great. Bainesy has been different class. Tomo's got an award for how well he's done, and all through the team. Scotty again and Matty. We've got consistent performers, and that's why we are where we're at, because everyone gives their all and is getting a 7 or 8 out of 10 every week.
Have you got a message for the fans going into the final game of the season, and then obviously into the playoffs, especially if we're back here against York a week on Wednesday?
We need the fans. We need the fans more than any other team. We need the fans. We've got a little bit of look, if we're playing York, let's be honest, the odds are against us. York should be beating us. York should be getting to the playoffs. York should be getting promoted. There's a lot of pressure on York Football Club because of the infrastructures that they've got. They've been a league team. The pressure isn't on us, but with the fans here, the fans will make all the difference, whether that's here or at York, and we're not too sure yet, but we need them to come out in numbers. I've played on Victory Park and played away from home when the fans are in full voice, and there's no better supporters in the league when they all get together and sing a good song and try and get us over the line. So the people of Chorley need to get out, need to get either at home or away against York, come and support us and try and get us to the semi-finals and then the finals, and who knows,